All right, so I met some of you last week. My name is Breann Garner. I am representing the Better Business Bureau of Cumberland County. So I think we can all agree that businesses need to be found online, right? But consumers also want to know who to trust. Now they know BBB accredited members are honest and transparent, and that's partially because of our accreditation process. So when a business wants to become accredited, what we will do is we will check into licensing and make sure they're all up to date, and make sure they have them all in place. They're going to check online reviews in the past and see if you actually did anything about these complaints. They're going to check and see if you've had any bankruptcies in the past. They're also going to check any of your past ads and make sure that they're honest and transparent. You can't say like 100% guarantee without putting a little finger to the side saying what that guarantee is. So it's an important thing to know that you have a rating online automatically on your BBB site, whether you're a member or not. Everybody has a rating. Now those ratings are kind of like how they are in grade school. So they range from an A+ to an F. If you are a business and you have, say, a C rating and you want to become accredited, you have to have at least a B rating. In order to bump your rating up, all you have to do is respond to some of these complaints that you may have, because the complaints are what bring it down. But as long as you're responding, the rating goes up. See, the BBB understands that some people are unreasonable and you can't please everyone. So as long as you say something back to them, you're in good standing with the Better Business Bureau. That's just all we want to know, is that you did something about it. So I want to show you just a little 45-second video of the benefits that you get when becoming accredited.
Thousands of people visit our website every day looking for businesses just like yours that are reliable, ethical, and trustworthy. And when they see that seal next to your name, they know they've come to the right place. Your BBB Business Review, along with your letter grade, gives consumers a useful guide to the behavior they can expect from your business. Along with visibility on our website as an accredited business, you also benefit from access to our dispute handling and resolution services, free seminars, request a quote alerts that allow you to correspond directly with potential customers, BBB studies and surveys, and a dedicated phone line for AB inquiries. BBB accredited business seals to put on your window, in your advertising, and on your website. Visit our website and click For Businesses to find.
All right, so what this video doesn't show you is the behind the scenes of what you also get. So when we pull up this page, so when you become an accredited member, you get to see something really cool. And this isn't all of it because I'm not signed into that account. But this is a partial of what you're seeing. So you get to see if we're actually doing what we said we're going to do for you. Because the Better Business Bureau is also honest and transparent, just like we want you to be. So we want to show that we're actually doing the work that we think we're going to do for you. So this shows how many people actually clicked on the AB seal from another website and transferred to your website to look at your reviews. And you can see, how much it's actually been for the year for this business. You can see how many review page views there were, how many people actually went all the way and looked at your reviews, sent to the business website. So the part that I'm not showing you, which is also really cool, is what Google and Bing did for you as well. So how many people went on Google and they typed in your name and clicked enter and actually pulled you up? Or went on Bing, and so you can see where all of your traffic is coming from. So it's really, a marketing tool as well. You can decide how you're going to spend your money. So I just think that's a super cool thing. And then I want to take you to the regular Business Bureau website. This is why I think you need to become accredited in Cumberland County. Because when I just type in accountant, and I'm looking in Fayetteville, that's Clinton. So this is all of Fayetteville. We have 5 accountants to recommend. Now when a customer calls into the Better Business Bureau and they ask them, hey, I'm new to town and I need to know who's the plumber to go to. If there's only one plumber on there, that's all they can recommend. If there's no plumbers on there, they literally can't recommend any business because that's all that they are allowed to talk about is the Better Business accredited businesses because that's all the ones that they actually know about, that they truly trust. So is there anybody out there that would like me to type in something and just see how many of these people are in North Carolina, in our area in Fayetteville?
So I heard that's roofing.
Okay. Okay, so this one's in Myrtle Beach, we're looking at Fayetteville.
Yes, sir.
Now, all of these on the side, all of these are BBB. That's what it's popping me up. So there's a lot of, that's Little River, Aberdeen, Fuquay, Varina, Pinehurst. Might need to narrow it down a little closer to Fayetteville, but there's quite a few roofers in Fayetteville. And I think the reason for that being is that they know people have to trust them, right? You don't want somebody just going off your roof and doing some shoddy work. So that's more so a business that says, yeah, we need this. And we know that we need this because people trust us that way. They know when they see that seal that they trust us. And the seal's really cool. So it's not just going to be on display in your building. It's also going to be on any website you want it to be on. We actually even have a membership with Home Advisors. So if you have a site on there, you can put that seal on there as well and make it clickable to your BBB website, which might have more reviews. Yes, question?
Question. Regarding what function does it serve for allow a business to go onto your website? Because the novice person is not really going to acknowledge when they click in, roofing, until it's actually going to generate a list of people that have registered until you click on the actual accreditation. That's when you see it separates them.
Right. So there's a button right here that says BBB accredited business only. If we unclick that, see how they don't have a rating or they don't have their seal? That means they're not an accredited business. So when consumers go on there, if they don't click it, they'll scroll through the list and they'll notice who has the seal, who has an A+ rating, and that's what they would likely go by.
So my question is, so what function does it serve to allow these businesses to be on the website and they're not accredited? Because the novice person is going to click on it, they're on a BBB website.
Right. So let's go ahead, we'll just click on one. Okay, so this one's not rated, so we don't know if we can trust it or not, but we still have their information on there. We don't want to discount that a business exists. Any of these businesses could come to us at any time and say, hey, now I'm ready, now I've been open for 6 months, I have the rating I need, and I want to be accredited. Yes, Bill?
I think I know what you're asking is why are they on there if they're not accredited, right? Well, the point is, it's back to you're innocent before proven guilty, okay? You have to be accredited to be approved and recommended by the Better Business Bureau. But just because you're a roofer doesn't mean that they're not going to list you, but they can't recommend you, okay? They cannot put that forward. That's why.
It's the same way that Google and Bing and Yelp and Yahoo do their same. They put your listing on there, but you have to go in and claim it and build it out. So they don't want people to know that you're around, but it's up to you to take steps to make sure that you're presentable and credible.
Right, absolutely. Are there any other questions? No? Nothing?
What's it cost?
Okay, that's a very good question. So it depends on the size of your business. So for a small business, I've got something in front of me. Now the application fee, it's a one-time application fee. Unless you don't get approved within 30 days. So say that you have that C rating and you're like, oh gosh, if I just fix 2 complaints, then I can get to where I need to be. Well, we understand that, so we might give you a little bit more than 30 days to cover it. As long as you're working with them saying, I'm still doing the steps I need to do to get approved, you've got that time. So that's...
How do you know that?
Excuse me?
How do you know that?
That they're working on it? We would stay in communication. You would tell me, hey, I saw that I've got these reviews. I know what I've got to do. It'll take me a few weeks, but I think we're going to get this resolved. Might call you another week. Hey, how's it going?
Well, telephonic or by email?
Either or. We can just, as long as we're staying in communication and we know that you're trying.
Breann, you said you had you didn't say, but I saw that listed a resolution service. You guys don't arbitrate between the consumer and the...
They can. That's a service that you would be requesting, but they can actually be an arbitrator.
Extra charge for that?
I don't believe, no, there's not. There's not. Yeah. So that's one of the things that you get when you become accredited. Back to your question, though, about how much it costs. So we talked about the $50 application fee. So it goes between how large your business is. Now, if we're talking a small business, say 3 to 6 employees, your dues will be approximately $400. And then the application fee, anything over 500, they're going to add $1 for each employee. So at 500, you're at $825, and then each employee past that is $1.
You said dues, that's annual?
It is annual dues.
What was the lowest fee again?
The lowest fee would be 1 to 2 employees, and that would be $395 plus a $50 application fee. Yes, Bill?
I'd like to give y'all a little bit of history, if I may. It will help put all the pieces together.
You're feel free to.
One of the reasons that Breann is representing Cumberland County is because the District for the Better Business Bureau is actually located in Conway, South Carolina, and it encompasses 13 or 14 counties, I'm not sure. For years, literally years, FTCC, Up and Coming Weekly, have been trying to convince them that Cumberland County is the largest metropolitan area in all 14 counties, and they needed their own representation, especially because of what? Fort Bragg, okay? And actually Fort Bragg has their own, it's the same, but they have their own division of the Better Business Bureau. Breann mentioned home advisors, and there's also Angie's List, okay? If you watch television, you see the campaigns that they have on TV. That's because in this particular area, where you have 1,300 to 1,500 families moving into this area every month, they don't know what doctor to go to or what landscaper to use or where to buy the tires, okay? So Angie's List and Home Advisor are going after that market, and that's commercial. BBB does the same thing, and they do it for free, and they do it twice, 3 times as many referrals as both of them put together, okay? So you can't join the BBB. You have to be accredited, and if you do it right, okay, then you're using the BBB logo in all your advertising. You're using it. You're putting the decal on your store windows. You're putting it on your trucks. You're letting people know that you are a trusted business. We convinced them to put a local representative here, and that's why they have hired Breann. But we're all involved because if you're in business in Fayetteville, trustworthy, honest, capable businesses are at a premium here. Matter of fact, the president of the Better Business Bureau actually is the vice president of FTCC, Carl Mitchell. Yeah. Carl Mitchell is president this year. So getting them to recognize the importance of this community has been a major breakthrough for us, and we're really pleased to have our own representative. So, it's my 2 cents.
Is there anything else, or do you all want to wrap it up? Yes, ma'am.
So, let's say a business does all of these do applies and all of this, and
Okay.
find out that they're a good business.
Right.
But let's say then they have changed management or whatever, and now they're not such a good business. Do you do a constant watch on them?
So
or
we want,
periodic?
right, so we want to keep you in good standing. So that's including that B rating. You have to stay at a B rating. When it drops for any reason, as long as, we're in communication, we're going to try to get it up with you, we're going to work on resolving it. But you're right, if your business really falls down and you get all the way down to an F rating and we contact you and you tell us, oh, you know, our new manager, we just don't want to do anything. We're not going to respond to anybody. We don't care. Then you will not be an accredited business anymore. You do have to stay in good standings. Your licensing, everything needs to stay up to date, and we do check on that.
How often do you check?
I know on a yearly basis, they'll of course check on your licensing. I think when somebody drops to a C rating, it notifies the other people who make phone calls and things of that nature. Yes, sir?
How does it drop? What's the process for dropping?
Negative reviews that you don't respond to. So when somebody goes on here, be the first to review, file a complaint. If you file a complaint and you say, you know, this business was terrible, they wouldn't fix my thing, I paid all this money, whatever, and you don't respond to
Is that
them,
automated?
is it automated?
Review, is it review to calculate the numbers not responding? Is that automated or is that manual?
When they file the complaint, you know, it's originally sent to the girls at the computer at the BBB office, and they will review it, and they will actually also call to make sure that these reviews and complaints are legitimate, that this person actually went to the business, they actually have a receipt, you know, there's some way that we know that this is a real review or complaint. And then we'll call the business and say, hey, do you remember this customer? We're not going to just let it go online before we do our review process. Yes?
Hey, you mentioned arbitration earlier. Where do you pull your arbitrators from?
Bill, do you know the answer to that? I don't.
There is a list of arbitrators throughout the 13 counties that they have at the headquarters. So if the arbitration is taking place in Wilmington, you'll have somebody up there, you know, getting around.
Do the parties have to sign off on that? Like
Pardon?
both parties, or is it just automatically just assigned?
Well, yeah, it's like mediation.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to go in there agreeing, and
Yeah.
and the arbitrators are usually lawyers.
Yeah, they usually have
yeah,
to be.
right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, Linda.
Ma'am, does BBB have seminars for its members? Does it have some kind of newsletter so that they can
It
know
does.
the rest of things?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I don't know of any seminars coming up in Fayetteville anytime recently.
But they do have a
Right.
newsletter, and the Better Business Bureau, as part of the agreement for them coming in, they have actually launched a $28,000 marketing campaign here in Cumberland County in Fort Bragg that actually lists in the marketing the accredited businesses. The pocket guide, for which FTCC is a part of, now has a Better Business Bureau section. They are sponsoring that. There are news alerts that come out. Breann will, in a couple months, be actually doing articles herself, bringing you up to date on things that are happening with the BBB. And I also think, Breann, correct me if I'm wrong,
Okay.
that they're going to start some sort of networking event, whether it be a breakfast or a after hours thing.
All in the works.
So
Absolutely.
everything like that is in the works. It's a pretty big bang for your $400 or whatever the charge is.
Absolutely. Anything else? Okay. Yeah, Don?
Is the BBB, I see Angie's List and I see
Right.
Home Advisor advertised
Heavily.
ad infinitum. And so is BBB doing the same thing?
They are actually, Bill, we were just talking about this. They are going to try to start advertising more so in our area. They started in Myrtle Beach first just to see how certain avenues go. And then that's being worked down maybe another year just to see what's actually working for them.
Yeah, because in the past, you know,
Right.
I mean, I'm just speaking for myself.
Yeah.
The BBB was, I don't know if the word is important or what, but it was more prominent. Then there was a long time where people
Kind of have a little.
didn't even consider, they didn't even consider it anymore.
Yeah.
And now it seems to be making a little resurgence.
Right,
Kind
and
of
I think that's
getting into the 21st
because,
century.
you know, some of these other businesses, Home Advisor and Angie's List have come
Well,
about.
it's basically because their headquarters was in South Carolina.
Right, for our
And
area.
we were a redhead stepchild up here, and they weren't paying us any
Yeah.
attention. And this was where a lot of their membership was, number one, and most of their complaints. Okay, but then they had nobody here. And the difference between Angie's List and Home Advisors and the Better Business Bureau is that, number one, the Better Business Bureau is older than dirt and more reputable and established.
That's what they need to market.
And they're accredited, okay, whereas Angie's List and
Home Advisor.
Home Advisors, anybody can do it. You know, anybody can sign up and say, hey, I'm a roofer, I'm a gardener, I'm a plumber, or whatever. But you have to be vetted and go through the process to carry the BBBC.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. They do not have an accreditation process whatsoever. So if you sign up online and you pay your money, you're now a business, you know, with them. So it is different. And I think that's why a lot of people trust the Better Business Bureau more, because we do have a process of making sure that they're up to par.
You see, I don't take that for granted. I think that that's what they need to market,
Okay.
because that's what would separate them from the other. To me, I think that the average consumer sees them all the same. I really do. But if you advertise, I mean, that's why you're here,
Right.
like Bill said. So that's what I think would help the process.
Totally. I appreciate the intake. We've got one in the back first, and I'll get to you.
Just in case I missed it.
Yeah.
So, where do you get the complaints from? Do you just get them from people who directly send it to the BBB, or do you actually get those things from other things like Yelp
Just directly
and other
to
things
the
like that, where
BBB.
people do complain, but just curious.
Yeah, just
it has
directly.
to be a formal. It has to be a
Right.
Formal complaint. Okay.
complaint.
Yes.
Most of the people we have found over the years that are resistant to BBB affiliation
Yeah, they're just
is
scared.
because they cannot withstand the vetting. Okay, and mostly the vetting is because they never responded to them about the complaints that were lodged. I mean, come on, everyone in this room has had complaints. It's how we handle them that makes the difference.
Amen.
Yes.
I'm going to ask the question, Bill, you might have to add in on this one. What's the main holdup of having our own office in Cumberland County splitting off the 13? What's the main holdup?
Red tape and organization. The way they got it, believe me, we have tried. We have tried. But Raleigh is solidified. We don't know how this area became part of South Carolina. Okay, but it did. We have tried to break off to be our own. Okay, if we were going to create our own BBB, we would have to bring a coalition of businesses and organizations and governments together. We'd have to put up $250,000 bond, you know, and actually create our own organization here. Okay, but it's a good question. We tried to do that. We were not successful. This is our compromise right here. And to be quite honest, Jesse, to get them to commit to putting someone here and to getting them to commit to a $28,000 commitment to do what Don said, to market, you know, and really, we don't care about anybody else outside the county. We care about ourselves, okay? And that's why this was important.
Well, I know we talked about this, but this was discussed several years ago during one of the Economic Development Committee conferences, you know, and now you're here. So
Right.
I guess you're the result of the discussions that we had several years ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we did try. We did try to do that.
I remember that. Okay.
All right. Anything else?
Cindy,
What?
it's not your question.
Well, I wanted to give everybody else an opportunity first. Okay, then I will take the last question.
Okay.
The question is always, what can this community do to help you?
What this community could do to help me is continuing their research on what marketing works best for them. I think this is a great way to market your business without pushing a hard sell. You're just telling them that we are honest and trustworthy, and that's what people want to know. So as long as you stay honest and trustworthy and continue to market yourselves, I think we're going to be helping each other, and I'm excited about this.
Yeah.